What should be your first step when you enter crypto space? Should you be an investor, trader, or maybe just join a Web3 company? If you want to have a great start in crypto and Web3, watch this video. Today we'll continue our talk with Jan, the founder of Crypto Headhunter, who is helping people to find a crypto job. So I would be glad to see your like under this video, and of course feel free to subscribe to the All Time High channel, and let's start. Do you believe there is still a way to improve how people are searching for vacancies, and how actually can they improve it?
At this moment, I see, for example, two big problems. I think that some of the job descriptions don't really make sense, especially when a person that has no experience with crypto comes into the space and wants to search for, let's say, a Solidity developer with 10 years of experience. So sometimes I do have to tell our clients what people can we look for and what requirements make sense. The other thing is that sometimes projects underpay the qualified candidates, even though they have the budget, and this never works out in the long term. The candidate is unhappy, the results are not as great as expected, and this just isn't the way of doing things.
What are the top 3 mistakes that people usually do when they try to find a decent job in Web3?
One of the big mistakes that I see often is that candidates apply for jobs where they don't meet the requirements by far. I mean, it's very difficult to find a candidate that is going to meet all of the requirements. That being said, if you don't meet all of the requirements 100%, but you overall could be a great fit, you should apply. I wouldn't want to discourage you from doing that. You just have to make sure that you could be the fit. So, for example, if the project needs a person that has few years of experience with certain technology, and it really is essential, and you don't have that kind of experience, don't apply. Rather spend the time with finding an opening that fits you and where you can demonstrate what your talents are. Another mistake that I see very often is that some of the candidates doubt themselves. When you as a candidate are talking to a headhunter, recruiter, or the hiring manager, it's the time to show your strengths. Don't be afraid to highlight what you have achieved and how can you help the projects to grow. I recommend preparing for the interviews and researching what the project does, what technologies they use, etc. As feeling ready and having relevant information is something that could help you with gaining more confidence. The last mistake that I would want to mention is that sometimes candidates rely only on posted job openings. I always appreciate when a candidate takes a proactive approach and reaches out to me, especially if the person has a great CV prepared and tells me what kind of position he or she is searching for. So what I recommend doing is reaching out to the projects even though they're not hiring at the moment, and really taking the proactive approach, because most of those projects will save you in some kind of ATS and you have a better chance of getting a new opportunity.
Can you please describe the typical candidate you help to find a job?
I can't really. It's kind of hard to say. There are so many different people that reach out to me and that I help with finding a new job. Some of them have experience in the space and some of them don't. Some of them are young people with no work experience at all, and some of them are more experienced people that have worked for big corporations, and they all come from different backgrounds. So it's really interesting and cool to meet with all of those people and to speak with them. But to answer your question, I would say that what connects them all is that they have passion for the industry and they are all eager to work in the space.
And which positions can people apply for if they don't have any experience in crypto?
That really depends on the particular person and also on what kind of talents and interests the person has. But let's assume that this person has knowledge and passion for the industry, as well as the ability to write high quality content and, for example, strong research skills. That person could potentially be a great content writer. If the person likes engaging with all people and has excellent interpersonal skills, then, for example, community management could be a great choice. What I'm trying to say is that you, as a potential candidate that is listening to this, should not be afraid to take a step forward and apply for jobs, even though you might not have previous work experience. Nobody does at the beginning, and we all learn.
And do you think today is the best time to enter crypto space?
Oh, yeah, I do. There's not really a bad time. The sooner you jump in, the more experience you will gain. If I really had to think about today, what I see as a downside, but also as a big advantage, is the current bear market. It's harder to start your business or career when the market is at this stage, but also if you make it now, it means that your product, service, or vision probably makes sense, and this time is really a great opportunity to jump in.
Okay, let's imagine you have no experience in crypto at all. What should be your first step to start?
Well, the first thing to do is most definitely to learn and to acquire knowledge. If you really mean it seriously, you need to understand the core values, you need to understand how technologies work, how are they used, etc. I see a lot of people jumping into the space, and by jumping, I mean investing money, because they have seen people that made a fortune on different cryptocurrencies. That, in my opinion, is a great mistake. The majority of people will lose money, and you should never invest in something that you don't understand. So firstly, I would start with learning. After that, it can also be quite beneficial to look for a job in the industry. For that, you don't need any previous work experience, but it's always an advantage if you have at least some experience, such as investing, providing liquidity, or even flipping NFTs. I would also recommend joining local communities and talking to like-minded people, which can be a great opportunity for you to find a job and gain more experience. For example, here in Prague, we have many excellent communities, and that's also one of the reasons why we just opened the mention office here. Lastly, I strongly recommend reaching out to headhunters and recruiters such as me, as this can be a quick way of finding a new opportunity, and also recommend using different job portals and applying for jobs there.
Now I want to ask you one question that will be relevant for people who are afraid to make the first step. Do you believe it's better to make this step and either succeed or become more experienced, or just wait because of the fear?
Yes, most definitely. It's very important for growth to try, even if that leads to failure. And if that happens and you fail, it's an opportunity to rethink and come back stronger.
Alright, I hope this episode was useful for you. If yes, feel free to like it and subscribe to the All Time High channel. Next time we'll talk about what if not crypto. Stay with us.